Okay, guys, this is day 117, and I had a really good day so far. I'm doing the video a touch early, so in Liberia right now it's 9:30, and usually the time we do our videos. But of course here in Florida it's 5:30. 5:30. One of my clocks is still on, hasn't sprung forward for daylight savings time. So we got a lot done today. Paige, God bless her, she came over. Her kids came over too, and they're little, and they all helped. So all of our downstairs toys pretty much are locked away. Our exercise room is kind of like an office type room right off our front door, and it's already locked. It already will lock. So put as much in there as I can. Our movie room is ready to go. I'll give you guys a quick tour of what we've done so far. Those of you that have been to my house a lot, you're going to be like, whoa. And then I had Paige and I decided I am going to have to paint my half bath. Jeremy said just to paint one wall, but like, it's not a huge bathroom, but I'm going to have to get on a freaking ladder to do it. But, and all of this is still kind of conjecture. Like, we don't know for sure that we're going to have to rent out our house. Most of the stuff that I'm doing is stuff that has to be done anyway, but Jeremy, like, somehow was like getting his bathing suit off of a like wrought iron hook that's in the bathroom, and then when he was, his bathing suit just was stuck, and he just like went up, and somehow the wrought iron thing fell off the wall and hit the porcelain like toilet paper holder, and so I'll show you. And so we need a new one, but like I can just get a freestanding toilet paper holder, that's no big deal. But so here's the toilet, here's the bathroom, here's the problem. So that right there is where the toilet paper roll was. That's the wrought iron thing that somehow destroyed it. But in this bathroom gets a lot of wear and tear, like, because it's the only bathroom downstairs. So, but I don't think I can get by with just painting like one wall, because the other, like the opposite wall is like scratched up from the chair. So I think I have to paint this whole room. So that's not good. It's funny because Jeremy's like never clumsy. Okay, so this room we did a lot. Oh, let's go to the movie room first. So this is our movie room. And that's the screen. And behind that screen is my daughter's Legos. Tons of Lego City. But we're going to leave those where they are and hope that our renters respect that. Okay, so this glass cabinet was full of like sentimental stuff my grandmother gave me, and family photos and like wedding pictures. That's all gone. This table's empty. We took down all the personal photos and cleaned the floor, and it's ready to roll. I love this room. I went and got myself some sushi, and I feel better about that. I was getting really hungry. I was like, I'm gonna pass out. All right. So this is the lights burn out here, but this is where I'm storing all of our crap. So all my kids' toys, all the stuff that goes in here. So there's still a little space, but not much. So this room, we crossed some things off the list, which is good. And this room's totally ready. So we have a little entryway table there, bookcase there. I've got to scrape those stickers off. And this is the my kids' clubhouse. And as you can see, it's also full. So this door will be locked. So we'll have 3 locked doors. It'll be that workout room office down there. That will be locked. Upstairs closet. And this clubhouse with all my kids' toys. Well, that's good. Back in the kitchen. I had art up there I took down. I'm not really sure, like, and you guys that are watching these pretty regular, if you've done short-term rentals before, it's not like Airbnb. Like, usually, we can't really do Airbnb here. It's more like a month or 2 or 3 months you would stay if we rent our house out. Now, long-term, we would like to rent this house out, like, for our retirement way down the road. I don't know if you guys can see my couch. So we're washing the couch cushions right now, the covers. So they're in the washer and dryer. But I'm not sure, like, I don't have any sentimental dishes really, or things that I would care if someone used. So do I just leave our regular dish? I can't take them anywhere. I don't want to store them. I think there's like 1 or 2 dishes that were like gifts that I care about. It was like, they're old. Oh, excuse me, I'm tired. Or like, I'm just not sure. So I'm curious you guys' opinion about on rentals. Get my hair cut tomorrow, thank goodness, so I'll no longer be a lion. We got all the medication stuff worked out. We were a little worried about having all the right medicines for everybody and get everything filled. We have to get more malaria medicine while we're here, and like, we got all that taken care of, so I just gotta go to the pharmacy tomorrow. So tomorrow, Anna's coming in the morning. I gotta get my hair cut. I gotta go to the bank. Gotta go to the pharmacy. And then I gotta go to Lowe's. So I'm gonna switch out the kitchen faucet. So I was gonna just turn off the water underneath the sink, like the YouTube videos that I could do, all 3 YouTube videos. And I can't because like the hot won't turn off, but the cold will. So I'm gonna have to shut off the main water valve outside, which Jeremy actually sent me a video on how to do it. I don't know why he has a video of how to do it, but he does. But may have been when Duper did a video like telling us about our water being broke. Anyways, it's fixed, but like, I'm not sure. And today I saw my pool pump come on and there was just like this waterfall from the hot tub into the pool, and I was like, I just want to go get in, you know, like I just want to go in the pool and just say screw the rest of the day. So we got good news and bad news, and good news again about our adoption. And this is like, I mean, it's like, I don't know why this computer's like this, but there we go. It's like Groundhog Day. So we heard from one of the staff members of the Ministry of Gender who has been super helpful, and she's one of the higher ups, and she's been very helpful. She met with one of the family. There's one family that's gotten to come home, the Davenports, and the Davenports were gracious enough to meet with the staff at the MOG before their exit, because I thought it was important to, number one, I wanted their daughter they were adopting to kind of see behind the curtain on the people that have been working on all her paperwork and the way the process, I think long term that will mean more to her. But also I wanted the Ministry of Gender staff, that's like Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection. So it's MOG CSP is the, but we call it MOG for short. But gender equality is pretty awful, and in Liberia, that's why they have a whole section for it, and that's why it comes first in their welfare. But she is a leader there. She has connections in Tennessee as well. She did some of her education there, and so she's lived in America before, and she's Liberian, and she's influential, and she's a woman of faith. As far as I think we talked about that too, but she's been really helpful. But she's maybe not going to be in the country for very long. Like, she's going somewhere. She's going to be busy. So that's sad because she's been so helpful, and I don't want her to go anywhere, because I'm kind of like, I just feel like she's one of the only ones there that, but she met with the Davenports when they were leaving. I feel like I'm kind of scattered right now. Sorry. She met with the Davenports as they were leaving, met their daughter that they had adopted, who's 9. And, you know, she really just, she's new because she got put in after the president got elected and the inauguration in January. So this position is new to her. She is either in charge of the adoption division or has a lot that falls in her corner. So we were discouraged because we were like, well, if she's not going to be very available in the next couple months, then could that stall out our process? But then we found out from other sources that that's not the case, that other people can do what, like, it's not like we're going to have to wait for her signature. I was joking with Carrie, one of the other adoptive moms, and she was like, I will put Sam on a plane, her husband, to go get a signature in Tennessee or wherever she is in the States and bring it back if it comes to it. And I'm like, okay. We'll just put Sam on a plane. But, and that's, you know, whatever, at this point, whatever it takes, because we're spending thousands of dollars to like make this happen. Jeremy talks about coming home. We talked about coming home and then just going back in a couple months. But like, it feels like such a betrayal to do that. And then the orphanage director in Liberia for our program is super optimistic these days. He's like, I don't think it's going to be that much longer. I don't think you need to leave. Like, he's been super upbeat about it. And then at the end of the day, we got kind of other news from like a separate source that said that the police are actually making a revision to the report, so it's going to be a little bit longer. But then we also heard that that revision doesn't really matter, and it should be like a 24-hour thing. So we've gotten, and this is just typical Thursday. Like Monday, we're so full of hope. By Thursday, we're pretty depressed. So there's that. I have all of my girls' homeschool books for the next year, and some different things that are here that need to go back to Liberia. My kids had asked me for a couple things. I've already put that in my suitcase. I really don't want to take a whole bunch of stuff back. I mean, I'm already kind of maxed out. I don't really have room for anything else. Other than I'd put a post on Facebook to see if anybody had any unlocked phones, because smartphones, even if they're not even new, they're game changers for these people to run businesses, use WhatsApp, like network for themselves, transport themselves. People that only have the flip phones or the little slide phones, they're disconnected from the global economy, and they can't function as easily. So that's tough. But I can't thank you guys enough for your comments and your support, and like watching our videos, and just being here with us. So this is day 117 of our 2024 journey. So in case you're wondering, it's just the 117th day of 2024. Let me get my day counter out. Overall, it's day 758 for our Liberian adoption since we applied. Days that my daughters have been in the orphanage, 1,099 days. 1,099 days. That's a long time. Jeremy did get a meeting tomorrow with another staff member at the Ministry of Gender, so that he's never met with before, and he's got my daughters with him, and he's alone in Liberia. So they're going to go to the Ministry of Gender in their nice dresses. They're going to take a change of clothes to go to the orphanage and visit the other kids. But he's going to meet with her and see if she can be helpful. At least tell them our case. One thing Jeremy's also trying to do is see if he can get, since the adoption agency is suspended, and it could be a couple of weeks, because we're now suspended in the U.S. as well. Because if you're not in a good working relationship with the country that you're working with, you're under investigation or whatever, and that conflict is not resolved in 60 days, then the U.S. takes their own action against an agency. So we're suspended in the U.S. as well. Just the Liberian adoptions, but right now our agency used to have like 5 or 6 fairly busy programs. Some are a little faster than others, but they've lost a lot of business with China and Liberia both slowing. I mean, China's stopped, and there's a few of the unfinished adoptions are still going to come home, but they're not taking new applicants. And so from a financial picture, our orphanage needs these adoptions to resume soon, because this is their business model. And you can ask for donations all day long, but the amount of donations that they would need to function if they don't have any adoption, it's not feasible. Like if they're not doing adoptions, then they're going to have to come up with consistent outside sponsorship, not just fundraisers here and there. So I did get an email from our agency director here in the States, and he is in Tennessee, which is where I grew up. And he was like, I just realized we have this mutual connection of this person that I knew growing up at church myself. I was a little closer to her sister, but definitely friends with her as well. And he's like, they do a ministry at church together with the youth or whatever. So I was like, oh, that's so good. It's certainly like, I like it when people come together. But she was telling him, hey, I saw a fundraiser and some efforts for your orphanage, for your agency on social media. And our orphanage or agency director, Jimbo, was like, yeah, that's the Smiths. And Lauren is my friend of a friend, friend, Lauren, I knew Lauren, she grew up going to the same church as I did. And he's like, yeah, we work on the same. So she was like, yes, I know her. So it was just nice to see people connecting. I'm hoping that we're giving good PR for our agency so they can continue to do business. There's no money to be made in orphan care. There's just lives to be saved. So, I don't know. Well, I mean, that's the bottom line. There's a lot of kids that are going to die because of this 5-month stall out on adoption throughput. Because there's 5 to 10 kids a month that try to come in that orphanage. So that's 50 to 100 kids. Where their mothers just knock on the door, or they meet with the orphanage director at his office, which is different from the home, and they ask questions, and most of the time, a lot of times these women are coming in the father's died, and once that second parent dies, I mean, the child care is impossible here in Liberia, not here in the U.S. But I just want you guys to hear that and know that in the long run, these children that are getting adopted that come to the U.S., or maybe the children that are just being cared for and don't get adopted and grow up in Liberia with an education, with a solid, healthy body and mind and soul, they're going to contribute long term. They're going to be people working, hopefully in government. They're going to be our doctors, and our lawyers, and our teachers. But they have to live to get there. So that is my idea for the day, is that there is no money to be made in orphan care, but there are lives to be saved. And if we as grown-ups in government and in leadership, or just as voters, don't advocate for these children and go above our normal routine and our normal day and fight for them, then there will just not be as many lives saved. So thank you for those of you watching our videos. Thank you for those of you that are supporting me. Thank you for the people that are volunteering their spare time to come help me tackle this huge house that, again, we want to be good stewards of our house and our belongings. So, and I want to be respectful of my children who are sentimental about things that I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. That's the dumbest thing ever. But they make paper dragons, and if I throw them away, I have really done something terrible. So I want to respect my children's wishes, and I don't want to just destroy their stuff while I try to get ready for strangers to come live here. But we don't want to stop. We don't want to leave our kids in Liberia. We don't want to stop advocating for them, and we have to be able to pay our bills to do that. So renting out our house is a good option. And even if I don't rent it out, most of the stuff that I'm doing here I need to do anyway. But Paige was like funny because she's like, do you have an idea of like your plan? Like, what's your plan of attack? And I showed her the chalkboard in the echo room that we marked a few things off. And then she was like, I think we should go room by room. Let's get this room ready. Let's get that room ready. And we did. And we knocked out like a third of the downstairs. So, and the upstairs is easier because there's not as many categories upstairs. There's just toys and clothes upstairs. So I'm going to work on the upstairs when I'm done with this video. But I wanted to kind of do it at the same time I normally do it in Liberia, even though in Liberia it usually takes all night to upload, because I want to make sure that, and if you guys, on the description, you'll find, if you want to make a donation, tax-deductible donation to our adoption, it says adoptfaster.com. You can click there and it'll take you to our Adopt Together profile, and that we get all of that. They take like a very small like admin fee for their operations, but it's minimal. And if you want to buy Noonday stuff's still for sale for that orphanage, and that show has been phenomenal. It's like $2,500 in sales. You guys have really just moved mountains. If we could sell a little more Noonday, that actually increases my bonus structure with Noonday, and so I'll be able to donate more. Lauren Mingo, I have your giveaway that you won for March. And if you go to the group that we're doing the trunk show in, there's a $400 Noonday shopping credit up for grabs. if you want to play the games and stuff there. You can get that from my Facebook page. If I haven't invited you, I think I invited everyone that I could. If I haven't sent you an invite, just message me and I'll send you an invite. But yeah, I just really want our kids to be home. I want our family to be here. I feel like it's almost like I'm an intruder, like an out-of-body experience to be in Florida right now. I was driving my car today and I was like, man, the traffic is so organized, and I'm in Cape Coral. But compared to Liberia, I'm like, oh, we're yielding like we're supposed to. Liberia is like I wouldn't even say the wild, wild west, because at least they had guns to kind of keep things in line. It's crazy, the driving over there. But Jeremy and the girls had a good day, and I talked to them, and they seem happy, so that's all I got.